Welcome. Sorry for being late. It's been a little bit busy during the last weeks. But hey, here I am now. This time I'm going to show you how to draw a wolf head, and that is from any perspective, not just from the side or from the front, but any perspective you choose. Okay, so let's start it. Alright, as often we're going to start with a circle. Very simple. And I like to make a little mark here at the middle to give me a little bit of a direction where to go. So we are going to make this wolf look this way, and we're looking from up down to him, like so, and determine the distance between the eyes, like about this. Okay, and now for the snout, we draw the distance about the length of the radius of this circle here, also keeping in mind the angle, and therefore it would probably shorten the lines, but in this case it's about the same. Okay, and here is where the nose is starting. Now, when I also have seen that the nose is angled a little bit up, and we keep that in mind. So, and we have a small rectangle for the front. We go straight up and close it down at the side here. Okay, now let's zoom in. So the front of the nose is actually not flat, but it's a little bit rounded, and therefore the middle, because of perspective reason, is not exactly at the middle of this rectangle here, but a little bit to the side. And the nostrils, we are going to start here and curve it down, make it in a kind of spiral form, and close it like this. Very simple. And on the other side too, but a little bit smaller because we look at it from the side. Okay, this seems to be alright. Now here we're going to start at the corner and then round it up to the middle, like so. And we're also softening, a little rounding the corners here, like so. Okay, and here we have a little bit of a line. There we go. This would be the basic shape of the nose. And let's look at the eyes. For the eyes, we're going to draw some small, simple circles. Not too small, not too big, like about this size. And on the other side too. And it's a little bit hidden behind this mark here, because this mark is at the front of these eyes, not exactly in the middle of the front, at the side of the front. And therefore it's right here, because we look at it from the side. Now when we add some details, like here, we have this dark part for the inner eye corner, and this wolf has a very relaxed expression, and therefore the eyes are not completely opened, like so. Okay, and the iris is very round, like about this. Okay, and the other side, and it appears quite smaller because of the perspective. Okay, and the iris is half hidden behind the nose bridge. Okay then, this seems fine to me. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yes. Okay, so for the rest of the mouth, we need to give it a little bit more shape. So we draw this line here, which is curved a little bit to the side, like so. We start at the inner eye corner and curve it down. And the front is a simple triangle that is bent to the back a little bit, like so, and just connect. Alright, the mouth is going from up here down and continuing all the way back. With a little bit more shape. And now I give some simple lines here and there for the whiskers, very simple, not too much of a detail. Okay then. Now the next thing is I want to correct the shape of the circle a little bit and make it a little bit of a oval shape, like so. Also down here. And this is helping us to get the right shape for the head. And the next thing is I want to figure out where the ears are going to be, and for this we are starting at the right here in the middle and pull this line all the way to the top of the head, and also draw some lines from the inner eye corner, but it's not completely parallel to this line, but a little bit goes a little bit to the side. The same for the other one. And right about at the very top we draw this intersection line here, and at these spots are going to be the spots where the corners for the ears are going to be. Okay, and when we continue this line here, we can see that the other corner is a little bit to the back, a little bit behind this line here. And so the tip is about here, let's say, and it's a little bit short because, again, keep in mind that we are looking down on this wolf head. And some other things that I want to mention about wolf ears, and also applies for cat ears, is when we look at the ears now, okay? The thing is, they are not exactly pointing straight forward like this, but they go a little bit to the side, okay? And they're not going straight up, but bent down a little bit, like so. You can see it? Alright, we have to keep that in mind. So back to our wolf ears, I'm going to connect these, and I'm rounding it. And because we're looking down onto this ear, it's actually even rounder. It appears rounder than normal. And now the other side, let's say about here is the tip, and it's very straight, then very round right here. This one has quite short ears. Okay, a little bit more details, and I'm flattening top of here a little bit and give some lines to the back of the ear, like so. Okay, then add some fur lines, and here too. I tell you, the ears of the wolves actually gave me a lot of trouble, maybe even the most trouble. I don't know, it's hard for me to grasp, and I did a lot of research. I took tons of photos of my cat Hoko and tried to figure out how they are going, what kind of perspective they are looking like, and if I can figure out some rules behind it. And I'm still not perfect at it, so I already excuse myself if this is not looking good to you. Well, so I'm correcting also a little bit the shape of the head here, and we are drawing a little bit more fur lines going straight back here, and then heading for the mouth. And some more lines here too. And what I also like to do is to draw some fur lines around the eyes, give them a little bit more definition. This is, of course, completely up to you. Anyway, it's completely up to you and what kind of style you want to draw the wolf. Just give you some base techniques, some base rules about wolves. Okay, and I'm also adding here some lines for the body, kind of a body, I don't know, just so it's not only a floating head, you know. Okay. Yeah, this is enough. Alright, so I did some research about wolves to tell you a little bit about them, and I stumbled upon very interesting facts. One of them would be about wolf hunting. You know, hunting as a profession makes sense. It is to control the populations. But there are other reasons why people are hunting, like poaching as a hobby or to protect livestock. And especially about the last one, people, especially farmers, are getting loud about that. And this is a reason why still today in some countries wolf hunting is still legal. And well, it makes sense. You would normally think it makes sense that if you decrease the number of wolves, then you also decrease the number of attacks on your livestock, right? But actually, that's wrong. Relatively, the number of attacks on your livestock even increases if you kill wolves, if you hunt them down. And to understand the reason behind that, you have to understand a little bit about the social structure of wolves. So, well, wolves are normally together in groups, so-called packs, and they have a very complex social system within. And in order to be able to hunt together, they have to work together as a team. They are not able to hunt big herbivores like deer just by themselves. And so they need each other. And so what happens now if you take out some of the members of a pack? What happens is that the structure, that the organization of this pack is collapsing. They're not able to hunt as efficiently as before, and therefore they have to go after easier prey, like for example our livestock. And this is the reason why you actually increase relatively the number of attacks. Because normally if the hunters are not completely eradicating the whole pack, but leaving out some of the wolves, and then the remaining pack maybe even lost their alpha male, alpha female, and they have less members, and therefore they have not a choice to hunt for easier animals. And they also looked at the farmers, and what they noticed that actually it's not that all the farmers have this problem, but only a few, and it was always the same ones. So they looked at these specific farmers, they even visited their farms, and what they saw is that their fences were all the time, in every case, damaged, or were not electric, or were not even closed. And there you have the problem. So what the researchers did was to give these farmers an offer for free fences, free good quality electric fences. And those farmers who accepted it, all of a sudden had no problems with wolf attacks whatsoever. What baffles me is that some of these farmers actually refused these offers. And what I suspect is that for these farmers, getting the compensations for that livestock, like that sheep, is actually profitable for them. And so, well, if this is the case, I don't know the numbers, okay? I'm not an expert in this case at all. Then I think, in my opinion, that the government should decrease or even scrap the compensations for wolf attacks, only for wolf attacks, okay? And instead equip the farmers with free electric fences, maybe even inspect them on a regular basis. And probably The government would save money like this. The farmers would also probably save money like this and a lot of troubles. And obviously it would be good for the wolves. So yeah, but I don't know exactly, and it's just my opinion. Alright, so I'm going to fast forward now until I'm done with everything and then get back to you. Alright. Alright, done. As you can see, I did it in a different style than last time. It's a little bit more comic-like. I increased the thickness of the outlines, of the outer outlines, and added some bloom effect, if I call that correctly. I personally like it, but again, it's completely up to you and what kind of style you want to draw the wolf in. I hope it was helpful to you. There were some things I wanted to say, because some people told me they tried my tutorials and, well, they were kind of seemingly helping them, but they were not able to get the results as I showed them. For example, Lion from Steven Universe looked for my friend completely different than I did. And well, what I want to say is there is no thing like a perfect tutorial. Okay. There is no tutorial that you can watch and immediately you know perfectly how to draw something, but it's still a matter of practice, and a tutorial is just there to help you with these practices and give you the right tools, the right techniques. And for example, when I do my researches and my practices, after I am done with the research and figuring out how the techniques are working, I still have to practice. And even though I know the techniques, I have to draw it again and again and again. Like, for example, with these wolf heads, I drew them so often. You will later be able to see it on DeviantArt. She wants to get outside later, okay? I made so many drawings, so I can draw them in a very similar way over and over again, without many differences between these drawings, and they're also, of course, still looking good somehow. Yeah, so when you have my tutorials, then there is still no way around that you have to practice. I'm sorry for that. Still, I hope that my tutorials are helpful to you, and I try my best to make it as helpful as possible. Shh. My God! Wow. Come here. Come here. Alright, so there will be 2 more wolf heads. One in a growling kind of way, and one which will howl. And of course also in different perspectives to give you more variety. Thank you again for watching, and if you have any questions, feedback or requests for me, then always you can ask me in the comment section. Alright then, have fun drawing.